Hi everyone. I just wanted to do a first day of second semester PT school video. I know I didn't end up actually publishing a kind of end of the semester for my first semester, so I'll just kind of start off with that and kind of things that I learned and like what I'm going to keep in mind going forward from here. So I did complete my first semester of PT school, obviously. And it was a really big learning experience for me because it was my first time being in such an intense program. Sorry, I can't speak English today. Um, but I'm learning how to be more organized, manage my time, and take time for myself. So yeah, going into this semester, those are goals that I'm going to try and continue to have, and they're just going to be things I'm going to have to work on forever. I just know that. But anyways, for first semester, I had some really incredible labs, especially working with the cadavers. One of my favorite labs was when we did examination of the spinal cord. We had to actually use a saw to get through the vertebral column, and I actually got to help with that, which was really cool. And we were able to take off some of the layers of the spinal cord, the protective layers, and then we were able to see it. And it is definitely underwhelming, I guess, because it does so much for our body, and it controls so much. And it's just like, wow, I can't believe that this does all that. I don't know why I thought it was going to be bigger, but it wasn't. But I really thought that was super cool. Probably my favorite anatomy lab. I don't remember most of the anatomy labs, but that one I definitely do. I remember the content, just not the specific labs themselves. I learned a lot in clinical lab. We did a bunch of, well, all of them, range of motion and manual muscle testing, which are two types of things we're going to be using a lot in the clinics. We did vitals, which are really important to know, especially going forward. This semester is called Cardiopulmonary. So last semester, we were just learning how to do the vitals, and basically they were within norms. Those were a couple things that I learned. Those were the big subjects. And then in like IS, we learned, I mean, literally how joints moved, what they were composed of, all this type of histology and physiology. We're going more into depth, I think, in physiology this semester, though. So that was kind of my conclusion on the first semester. I did not sleep as well as I probably could have. I didn't manage my time as well, and I didn't take time for myself as much as I probably should have. So going forward, today was my first day back. So I had about 7.5 hours of class. So the way that the schedule is for this semester is we have 4 days of class, and then we have 1 day of clinical rotation. So this is where we actually start going in the clinic and working with real patients, which I'm really excited to do because I just feel like I've been doing book work, and I just feel like, what's the point of me doing this? And I just second guess myself. Apparently it's normal to do that. But anyways, I am really excited to start working with patients. But that doesn't start until next week. This week we're just getting some intro to some stuff on Wednesday. But today we did our first physiology class, and we had an intro to our research class, and then we just did syllabus stuff for the big main course that we're all taking this semester. So it was tiring, it was overwhelming, the amount of things that we have to know for this semester, but my semester coordinator, who's different than last semester, is really great. I had him for clinical lab last semester. He took lead on that. And he's really great and approachable, and so I'm looking forward to a good semester with him. I think he's really approachable. He really wants you to do well, which is really exciting. Because I've heard some horror stories about having some professors in PT school that are not that great, and I have had good luck with that so far. I know I'm still pretty new to the game, and it just feels like I'm not new to the game. Like, I've been in it for a while. Like, literally, I only have been in it for 4 months. But that's just how it's going to be. It's crazy to me that this is my second semester, and there are basically 8 semesters in the program, and then the last semester is pretty much all clinicals. So it's basically 7 semesters with 2 other full-time clinicals interspersed. So that takes out like another like 18 weeks or half a year. So really, I only have like a year and a half of classes, which is crazy. But that being said, this is my first time where I'm going to be in school from today, obviously, January 8th. I think today's the 8th. Oh no, it's happening. I don't know what day it is. And then we really only get a week for spring break, a long weekend this semester. I think we get like a half a week off between the semesters, and then we have another full semester. So it is going to be a long, long year. So I am trying to make sure that I make it through that. I think that'll be the longest stretch that I will be in school. But I have confidence in myself, or I try to say that I have confidence in myself. I really don't have confidence in myself. I need to work on that. That's one of the things I need to work on this semester as well, is self-confidence, because it's normally pretty low for me, but I have had low self-confidence for a while, so just putting that out there. I don't want to like, scare people or whatever, like, but that's just how I am. I just have never been really confident in myself and my skills. But that's why I'm at school, so I can learn how to be better as a person and as a clinician. It was funny because we were in our first class today with our semester coordinator, and he was like, I debated actually like asking you guys to wear your white coats because this is your first real semester where you're actually dealing with patients. So, but when he said that, I was like, oh my God, I can't handle this. I do not deserve my white coat. And I still don't believe that I deserve my white coat or to even wear it. So, I'm working on that. So that's kind of what's going on. This semester's going to be long, but it's going to be great. Our first lab today was advanced vital signs. We were doing it while moving. It was so hard. I actually couldn't even get a blood pressure while someone was running on the treadmill. Yeah, I need to work on that, obviously, but it's okay. It was my first time, so I don't expect to be perfect on that for the first try. But it was nice because we got to exercise and run and walk. I just did walking because I do not like running on treadmills. That's just not my thing. I like exercising, but I don't like treadmills. I really don't. Kudos to people who do love it, good for you, but it's not really my thing. That's just how I am. I'm more of an elliptical type girl. Yeah. So, or riding horses, obviously. So, that's kind of what's going on here. It's only day 1, obviously. Tomorrow we start, anatomy, and, then we just go from there. So keep watching. I'm going to try and do more videos than I did last semester. Obviously, I only did, I think, 2. So I'm going to try and do more so you can have more, just seeing what PT school is like, all the ups and the downs, because that's what it's all about. I think a lot of people don't realize that how much work is put into the school, the schooling. So I'm going to try and just show what it's like from my perspective. I know everyone has a different experience, but I definitely am really wanting to share this experience with you, and then also with myself, so I can look back in 2 years and say, wow, look, this is all the stuff that I've done, and these are all the things that happened to me, and I made it. So I am I guess, confident in myself in that way, but, so that's why I'm making this video. So I hope you enjoy it and keep an eye out for future videos.